Okay, so first of all, Patreon, hashtag cats. Welcome to Studio 120. I started Studio 120 back in 2013 because I wanted to help artists, other artists. I thought that I was headed up the ladder and going to, reach the heights that I had my sights on. And it didn't work out, as we know. I've had successes, but not quite to the level I want. So, I kept making videos, and it turned into, as I've said, a chronicle of videos or a vlog showing the ups and downs of an artist. And I kept going, just kept going through all the crushes and all the, the small successes that I was making. I kept going anyway. And then it turned into, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Then it turned into, okay, I'm thinking about this thing and other people might too. A lot of that in, past videos, but eventually I ran out of words. I was exhausted. I was tired of the fight, and so I started Studio 120. Studio 120, Studio Mate in another state. That's how it started, really. I was running out of words. I had little hope. I had very few opportunities. I had moved several times, and I moved to a place where there really aren't a lot of opportunities for artists. Although I'm very lucky, I'm in a gallery here. You can't do shows like I love to do, and so you don't interact with people. And so I started Studio 120. In Pawtucket, Rhode Island, in Providence, we could say, let's put on a show like the Little Rascals, and we just build a show. Can't do that here. The opportunities for artists are not here. So I kept going with Studio 120, Studio Mate in another state, where I was just painting, sharing time. I'm right here. I'm right next to you. You have someone who is on your side, and still producing work. And that's what Studio Mate in another state turned into, or how it began. But on July 1st, I lost my job. I happened to really like my job, and I happened to be really good at it. Really good at it. And I lost my job. And the circumstances I lost it under were very Trumpian. And so that's why you've been hearing me talk a lot more lately. And the other night I didn't flip out, I was just done. So I raged in a video. Studio Mate in another state, something about me raging, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, drawing the parallels between the circumstance I was in and still am in and Trump, because it is very, very Trumpian. So we're still in the middle of that. We're probably at the beginning of the middle of that. And I'm still furious. But I've paced my fury, because this is going to be a long fight. Or it could be. Let's put it that way. And I'm sharing this with you because I've taken that fury and that rage, and I've translated it over to my art. Not in painting images of people that are angry and skulls and this and guns, and I don't do that. Instead, what I've decided to do is revamp Studio 120, revamp Studio 120 Let's Make. I set up that Patreon page. I've been redoing my Facebook page, adding content that will hopefully bolster artists, especially now. We're in the middle of COVID. Nobody knows what to do. So I'm taking my COVID time in this other situation that's going on And I've decided to use it, to take my frustrations, my absolute sheer fury, and rebuild myself. I told the story on Facebook today, and please go to my Facebook page. It's at the top, or it might be when you get there. I mentioned I used to do competitive sparring. I came in second once in a national fight, and I was beaten to the point I couldn't see because the nerve in my right eye, the optic nerve, was torn in an accident, in another painting accident that I had, and I had a head injury, and this woman kept pounding me on the head. She was very tall. I couldn't get anywhere near her. I was like this, the pipsqueak. She kept her leg out, kept me at a distance, and then would reach in and pound the top of my head, which you're not supposed to do. I had a concussion. I could not see, and I couldn't hear my coach on the sidelines. I went home, I recovered, and then I spent a year not only going to other competitions and fighting, but focused on training, eating well. Eating well, making sure my clothes are clean, my house is clean, working, doing some painting, but a lot of fighting, a lot of sparring with people that were higher than me on the ring, boys that were taller, younger, faster, in the same height range as this woman, about 6 feet tall. So if we met up again, she wasn't going to win. I wanted to get ready. I wanted to prepare myself for the next time I got in the national ring. I wanted to make sure I never lost again. Never. And I didn't. I slept, ate, focused on training 24 hours a day. I was doing the fight in my sleep. I would wake up with my arms swinging. I'm taking that and I am applying it to, I have applied it to many situations, that focus, that pace the rage, that determination, and I've placed it in personal issues, I guess in work situations, personal situations. Is it worth the fight? Is it worth my time to train and prep? If it's not, it's got to go. In a relationship, if I can't train for it, prep for it, it's just sucking up my energy and it's useless to me, it's going. That's it. At work, whatever the task is, I focus, I train, I prep, and I go in. I also have a habit of, this was part of the story, I also have a habit of watching people when I was competitive sparring. I would fight these women, or men actually too, that would get in the ring and they'd bounce and they'd prance and they'd act like peacocks and they'd claw at me. They wear fingerless gloves so they could claw at me. Claw my face, claw my arms. If they could get away with it, they would. I'd take it. I would block. I would block the kick, block the punch. I would stand still in between, save my energy. Wait for them to get done bouncing and preening and running their mouths and clawing at me. And I would just keep my eye to the side, focus on the goal. And I'd make those noises. As soon as the bouncy pouncy stopped, and the preening and the peacock stopped and was exhausted, that's when the cartoon noises would start, and I'd come in. And nobody beat me ever again. A year later, after the first place fight, a second place fight, sorry, the one where the very tall woman annihilated me. I came back, I had 10 fights in a row, I had no clue I was winning, but I slammed each and every competitor. I creamed them. There wasn't even a point, well I think there was 1 point made because a woman kicked and I was looking to my left instead of my right, keeping my eye on the goal. Instead of her leg came up, poof. That's when I came back into focus, went back to the right. I never lost again. Never. In all the time. In all the time that I fought. I had a man sexually abuse me, a team member actually at one school, who humiliated me and sexually assaulted me. I was deeply humiliated. And I never went back to that school again because is it worth my energy to be part of a team where I am not respected? Where I am not respected, I am not valued. Is it worth anyone's time? But before the sexual assault, this guy would get off the ring, big fat kid, tall, he was blubbery and tall and not very quick, but he would come into the ring and just pow, pow, right in the face. Which is not, you're not supposed to do that unless you ask your partner, even in training, is it okay, can we go full on? And I'm not afraid of full on. Take off the effing gloves, Buster. I don't effing care. He didn't ask. He never apologized. He literally did it 3 times. The first time, came up to the line, didn't look at him, looked to the side, to the goal, so I would keep my mind focused. Deep breath, again. One more time. You will not punch me in the face, sorry. You will not punch me in the face again. Do you understand? He laughed. Back. Come back in. Second time. Look to the right, deep breath. Back at him. I didn't smile. It's just that I had big bags under my eyes and I'm trying to hide them. I said, this is warning number 2. Don't punch me in the face. He laughed, we got back to line. Pew, that was number 3. I said, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm going to break your fucking nose if you touch me again. He laughed, we got back on the ring. I beat this kid. Yeah, we were about 10 years apart. Big, tall. I beat him into a wall. Got him pinned to the wall, grabbed him, pulled him down. I told you not to punch me in the effing face. Bam! He burst out crying and grabbed his nose. It was after that he sexually assaulted me, in front of the group, at a gathering I had organized. He told everyone I was drunk. I was not. He told Boy Scouts I was working with all kinds of lies about me. A year later, we bump into each other at the video store. You know, the places where you used to rent videos, movies you like. I saw him. I knew what he had been saying about me. I didn't look at him. He got in line. I didn't look at him. I walked up to him with my movie, and I stood right on top of him. And he had seen me, and he did this, and he was trying to move away, and I kept moving in closer. Not so we were touching, but so we were brushing. I'm looking down, he turned sideways, and he's looking at me, the blood drained out of his face, I could see it. The fury I felt. Debasing me, humiliating me, degrading me. Making up stories and spreading them. I never moved. I didn't get out of line. I moved in closer. He was at the cash register. I've got my movie, still pretending to read it. Still standing on top of him. He put the movie down, walked out. He put the movie down and walked out. And I'm not telling you because I need any comments. I'm not telling you because I want you to feel sorry for me. What I want you to feel in this is the anger and the fury that I feel right now with my artwork, the art world, COVID, the world in general. But I tell you what we're going to do here. I will continue to do studio mate in another state. I will go back to telling more stories like I have been doing. But we are going to find a way to strengthen each other. We are going to help each other lift ourselves up. Through live painting, blah, 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 all that stuff. Or hopefully doing live painting. We are not giving in. We are not giving in. You have a friend here. You have someone that will mentor you, someone that will help you. You can email me, you can text me, not text me, but you can Instagram me, you can Facebook me. I am here. And we are going to get through all of this together. Now, behind me is Yolandi. I just put Yolandi up. I've got him propped up, hopefully, on something a little bit sturdier than what I was trying to use. But I've also been making notes. You might be able to see I have brown this way. I'm pulling the hair in. I'm going to pay attention more to the image and show my respect to Yolandi and everything Yolandi gave me, including my passion for painting drag queens and people on the fringe. A lot of the work that you see is because of Dexter Colton, my friend who died at Christmas, right around Christmas. I'm going to reconfigure Yolandi, show Yolandi, that's the boy's drag name, and actually became Dexter's gender fluid name in the end. I'm going to show the respect to Yolandi that they deserve. So I'm going to reconfigure this. I have other paintings I want to start. I realized I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 8 canvases ready to go. We got a lot of time together, and I hope you'll come and join me. Pardon. I hope you'll come and join me. Once again, I'm putting this out there. I have the you probably shut off the camera now, but I have the Patreon page. I really want to get a better iPad. I am rethinking the entire Studio 120 experience. I want to make this better for everyone. More interactive, and I can't do it with the iPad that I have. They're going to be available, I think, in a month, but I want to prepare. So if you could go on Patreon and help support this channel, make it a better experience for you, it would be greatly appreciated. I am focused on this. I'm focused. And I'm not giving in. And I think that's the lesson. We have a thunder and lightning storm going on right now, and it was raining pretty hard a few seconds ago. Oh, I wanted to tell you something else, but that's what you're hearing in the background. I wanted to tell you something else. Because I was let go on July 1st, and because I've just been like, just focus, sorry, that's my thing for focusing. That's my little visual for focus and power. Because I've been so focused, I am getting up every day, cleaning my house, washing my dishes, making sure Kitty has something yummy, Bugsy has something yummy, including ice cream, and getting his meds so he can hang in there a little bit longer. And when I shower every day. When I shower, I get out, I pick out a shirt that I hadn't worn, or shirts that I haven't been wearing to anywhere but work. I iron them. I'm not coming on with wrinkly shirts anymore. I'm not doing that to myself. It devalues me. And we have enough people in this world who will devalue us as artists. I'm not doing it anymore. It's not allowed. When I walk my dog, I walk him in brand new shoes. I've gotten brand new comfortable shoes instead of just making do. Okay, back to Patreon. And yes, we've been making do for years on this channel. We've been through four, you don't know it, but we've been through 4 iPads. I think we went through a dozen Coolpix cameras, at least. I've filmed on 5 or 6 different phones. We have been pasting and band-aiding our way along. It's time to step up. It's time to make things better for everyone and have a cleaner presentation. Shirt. #cats. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I keep looking at making a way out of no way. And seeing the one with the hands up top, and it's all about slavery and the black, you know, some of the black experience as best as I can imagine them to be. I keep looking at it and thinking, I gotta do this, because then that'll pop out. I'm doing it. I'm gonna make that pop. I'm gonna make that blinding. Make the images just jump off and grab you. And I'm gonna do the same thing with Yolandi now. Anyway, that's enough from me. #cats. He's laying on the floor over there. You don't hear him today. He's laying on canvas wrapper. His favorite. Mine too. But anyway, yeah, Kitty's asleep. Kitty's happy. I'm going to get to work, and that's my thing for today. I'd really like to hear from you, and I am hearing from new people, and I really appreciate it. But that's enough of this. We're going to get through this together. #cats. Patreon. That's my jingle. Ciao. Boink.